Change the names up there in black and white.
Oh,
Right. Mine. Name there. No. Okay, then we get all nice to you. Mhm. The line is on the ground.
Get the city council meeting for Tuesday, November 28th, 2023 at 7 p.m. started. Please stand. Good evening. We're going to go ahead and do a moment of silence. You want to go ahead and start with roll call?
Diana,
Here.
Councilmember Ann.
Here.
Councilmember Vera.
Here.
Councilmember Arturo.
I need a motion for Antonio. He's absent tonight, so if I can get a motion for that. I make a motion.
I second the motion.
I have a motion by Diane, second by Ann for Antonio to be excused tonight. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Can I get a vote on the meeting agenda for tonight? I have a motion by Diana.
Second the motion.
I second by Ann. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go on to 4. The consent agenda from A, B, and C. I can get a motion on that. I have a motion by Vera. I second the motion. Second by Diana. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. We're going to get ahead and go on to number 5, old business. Approval of the chlorine injection with G&O. So Jamin's back online. So this is what he talked about earlier, 6 o'clock meeting. So we just need to move forward with a motion so we can get that started. Hopefully early spring, maybe. Jamin?
Yeah, we'll talk. I mean, well, I guess I should say it depends on the option you choose. If the city selects the $33,000-ish proposal, then spring is very reasonable. We'll talk to the contractor, let them know that the city wants to move forward, and then it would just be based on the availability of their staff. If the city selects the other alternatives, that'll be a little bit more involved. We'll need to put a bid package together and some design, and that process will take a little bit longer. But I'd hope that something could be done, next year. Shouldn't be any long lead time items or anything like that would delay it.
Hopefully before the days heat up.
Yeah. Are there any? I guess I should ask if there are any questions based on the different alternatives, or the pros and cons. I know I've talked with Joe about all the alternatives. I didn't get the sense that he had a clear preference. He just was doing his homework, getting the options, getting the costs. Happy to answer any questions if there are additional questions about this.
I think you answered them pretty much what we have.
No, I don't.
Okay. So I guess we just need a motion to go forward on the one for 33,000. What was it? Bear with me.
265.20.
Okay, so if we can get a motion for that, so we can get work started on the.
I make the motion for the 33,000.
Let's do the number right, please. Make sure we got it right. It would be.
265.20.
Write it down.
20.
20 cents.
It's on that
Okay.
page. If I can get a motion on that.
I make a motion on the 33,265.20
For the
for the chlorine injection.
Okay, I have a motion by Diane. Second by Vera. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Jamin.
Bet.
So we see
I'll let the contractor know.
Okay, thank you. So we're going to go ahead and move on to new business. We're going to go to the approval of the employee wellness date in July. So it would be automatically every year. Yeah, and like I said, it doesn't have to be a full day. If we could do like half a day, from 12, take the rest of the day off. I know staff and officers, I think we already kind of tried to shoot for the full day, but whatever works. Chief?
I think at minimum half a day, and for us, we're always going to have the sheriff's department, Sunnyside or Grandview, that's going to take any of our calls. some did come out. And then if we need to come out back to patrol, then we can do that.
So if I can get a motion for the approval of the Employee Wellness Day for July.
The half day, I make a motion.
Okay, so I need a motion. Well, no, it's going to be up to you if y'all want a half day or if you want to do a full day.
Half a day.
We'd probably go out, but if we had to, we would leave a number. We needed someone to come in. I know the sheriff, the officers would have the sheriffs come in if they need to get here sooner. I know that anytime they're not on duty, that the chief lets them know, and they're called out first until one of the officers can get into town.
And if it's like Grandview, somewhere close by, Prosser, nothing too much further than that. That way it's still fairly close. Something like that.
I can get a motion for the approval of the Employee Wellness Day in July.
I make a motion
Have a motion by
Okay.
Diane. Go ahead. Sorry.
for the wellness day in July, the half day.
Okay, so we'll do a half day. And I have a motion by Diana.
I second the motion.
Have a second by Ann. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to B, the approval of combining the study session and council meetings together. So we start them at 6 o'clock and have a break in between, 5-minute break to where we go into the 7 o'clock meeting. Just like what we talked about, because sometimes our study sessions are 5 or 10 minutes and we have to sit here and wait around until 7. So I think if we can go with that, like I said, other cities are going away with that. So we would, yeah, so we do our 6 o'clock. That would be our main meeting. We would know, yeah, we would no longer, if we're done with our study session at 6:15, then we break 5 minutes and then we'll go right into our 6, carry it through. Yeah, so we'll do all our study session. If that takes us 10 minutes, take a 5-minute break, and then we will go into council.
I make a motion.
Right, hold on. Okay.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Karen.
So just, instead of having that long wait, especially during summer, like, especially right now, how the weather is, if we have anybody coming from out of town. I know we have Jamin online, and he did ask me tonight, hey, should I be there? I'm like, that's ugly. Yeah, we will be advertising it. Yeah, I'll be sending all this stuff out in January and the new newsletter. This will start in January. So all this that we're doing will start in January. Okay. So I need a motion for the approval of combining the study session and council meetings together. I have a motion by Diana. Second by Vera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and go on to the C, the approval of new city hall operating hours from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. But keep in mind, we are there at 8. So the city hall does open at 8. Phones start ringing at 8, and they start getting answered. But we want to close the doors at 4:30. Just like we talked about for the preparation and everything for the girls. So I just need a motion for that. Just City Hall, yeah, City Hall. So if we can. So we do have a Dropbox. And we do have a lot of people that use the Dropbox. A lot of people have been paying online. We're trying to find where we can find some, where we can do a little less fee on the online. That I am looking into that. It is a little steep. It's the fee that they charge the city just to process it. We don't get nothing out of it. It's just their processing fee. Yes.
And it goes to the
Yeah, their fee goes to the customer, but the city doesn't gain anything out.
customer.
Yeah. Oh, I can't remember the percentage. Do you know the percentage? I can't remember, but yeah, well, it depends on your amount of your bill. Yeah. Yeah, it depends on your percentage of your bill. So I am looking to see if we can find something a little bit less expensive. So I am working on that. Well, this won't start right now. This is going to start. And they have December and we'll go out in the newsletter in January. We'll put it on the water bill this month. Well, but you live down the street and you can put it in the drop box. And your husband works next door, so he can bring in the bill, Adriana. Well, well, the reason we're doing it is we already discussed this on discussion. So we're doing it to benefit the city right now. Exactly. Well, no, but it's become an issue now. So now we need to take care of it. I'm not going to take that right now. Okay. So we're going to vote on this.
The doors at 5 and let them count their money at 5:30.
They do come in at 8:30. They come in at 8:30, but the Larry's there at 5. The office opens at 8 o'clock in the morning. Before it used to open at 9, like literally phones were being answered at 9 o'clock. Doors were open at 9. Now, they're preparing the stuff, getting the money and everything ready. And you have to remember that there's payments being made at night. So they have to batch all that out in the morning. And it's not an easy process. It's not I think, well, you know what? That is a problem. So we're not discussing it with you. So we're going to go ahead and move forward. So, who? Shut up, who?
But to me, you always shut me up.
Well, you know what? We're going to go.
Doesn't matter to you, but the residents are going to have a say on this.
Well, you know what? We're going to put it on the water bill and we'll have it in the newsletter.
What the residents are
They can come in and the drop box, there's a drop box and they know we've been telling people when they come in. Well, until doors are open until 4:30. So, okay. So if I can get an approval on the city hall operating hours from 9 to 5, 8:30 to 4:30, starting January 1st, 2024. If I can get a motion for that.
I make the motion for that one.
I have a motion by Diana.
And I agree on the motion.
I have it second by Ann. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any opposed? Okay, motion carried. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and go on to visitors' comments. You have 2 minutes. State your name and your address at the podium. Okay, we don't have any visitors' comments. We're going to go ahead and go on to staff reports. Larry, do you have anything? Okay, Chief?
Yes, I have a couple of things. Not sure if anybody's aware, but Officer Shepard is going to be leaving Mapton PD. He's going to start with Hamper Patrol. Actually, he is already, his last day will be January 1st. Trying to see if we can still keep him to come in on certain days, like once a day per week, maybe a couple days per month. It would be part-time, less than 20 hours a week. We have another officer that was at Richland. He's about fairly young. He's in his early 20s, 23, 24 years old. he was going through Richland's FTO. He's already been to the academy. He was with Richland PD for 12 or 14 months. They let him go the other day. It wasn't for ethical issues. Richland is a fairly busy city, and he was struggling with the call volume. So hopefully we can get him started probably the same day that Shepherd leaves and get him, going by that time. We'll still have to work with him through a FTO program to get him up and running to make sure he understands our feeder system here. But he's had, the awesome thing for us is he's had the academy out of the way. So the city of Mapton doesn't have to pay for him to be there for 5.5 months and pay and never see his work until he comes back from the academy. So in this case, he's already got the academy, so that's a big plus. His father is a retired Spokane police officer, so he comes from a good background. I've been told that he'd be a good fit for Mapton. It's a slower, paced department, and he would have just a little bit more experience than Officer Sullivan. And Sullivan has been on his own already. He's taking calls on his own. We're still working with him, but for the most part, he can handle pretty much most calls on his own. So that's the plan. I'm going to meet with this new person on Thursday, and the idea is to try to get him on board, because the background, psychological, he still has to do all that all over again, even though he's already passed all that with Richland. State law says you have to start all over every time you go to a new department, so we'd have to get that going. We have the 4 vehicles now. The other thing I was looking at is
Really
Go
quick,
ahead.
Chief, just for clarification. So we still have to get his application, just so that council knows we haven't,
yes,
nothing that we've.
he
got
has
on
not
it
applied
hasn't
yet. I've talked to him, and I would love for him to apply, because if we don't get him, somebody else will get him. And it's hard to get an officer that already has an academy
So that
under
would,
their belt.
that
So
would make Mapton have,
we'd be-
4.5.
right. If we can get, the idea is to try to have Officer Shepherd still come in after January 1st, like maybe a day. How many days can he maybe come in? If possible, we don't even know that it's going to happen, but I want to push for him to still help us out on certain days. Yeah, because it wouldn't be no more than 20 hours a week. If we can get like a Friday, Saturday out of them, 10-hour shifts, that would be awesome. That would supplement what we have going now, because right now with the 4 officers, and then if we can get Officer Shepherd to help us, this city needs more officers. And then we're going to try to stretch out the hours even more so that there's more coverage. Once Sullivan just started on his own here recently, and if we can get this other officer on his own, then we can stretch out the hours, have more hours of coverage. So when you call somebody, there's going to be somebody here, or the chance of when you call, there's going to be somebody close by. The other thing I'm looking at, I'll come back to council once I figure this out, is I'm looking at one more, just looking, I'm in the looking phase, but I'm getting a hold of Yakima County. They have a 2019 Ford Explorer. We can get something for the same price like we did on these other ones. Then I'm going to come back to council and discuss it one more time with everybody here. But apparently they have, I'm only interested in one, but there's 2 cars that they have up in Yakima. Just got off the phone with them today. They still have all the light bars, everything. The only thing we'd have to get is decals and a computer and a radio. And we have an extra radio here. So if we can get a really good deal like we did the last time, it'd be nice to have one more vehicle as a spare. Because if we have 4 officers, and if we get Shepherd to come in to help out, that way we have enough vehicles. So I'll come back to the council before, just to let you know what I came up with. So I'm just in the looking phase. The other thing with the computers, I know at the last council meeting, I know Larry talked about computers for City Hall. We looked into it, and our computers are like 2019. However, last year they installed a firewall system. Our Spellman that we use our computer, our report writing system is very secure. Access is we use through the county, which is real secure. I don't think we need to spend on any new computers for this year, but it'd be nice to use that money instead to get one more car, which would be about the same price as what we pay for the computers. But I'll come back to you on that, once I get some figures on what they would give us a car for.
Just so you
So-
know that once Shepherd leaves, he will not be taking a vehicle no longer. So the vehicle will be parked here.
Well, he's already not taking it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's a plus. We wouldn't have to be doing all the insurance and benefits.
Right, if you stay under 20 hours. But the idea is if he can help us for 1 to 3, 4 days out of the month, it would be like a 1 shift per week. If he can help us, that would be awesome because we need, I don't know if everybody's noticed, but there's more police driving around nowadays. There's still hours that we don't cover, unfortunately, but the idea is to try to spread out the hours once we get this other officer up and running. And then,
Guys on at 3 a.m.
yeah,
coming home.
but anyway, so that's what I have for the police. Any questions from anybody up here? No question. I know you have a question, dude. You're holding back on me. Or maintenance or, right. Yeah, and the idea is to get it for the same price that we got all the other ones for, which the most we spent on any car, I think, was $3,400. The other ones were 25, 28, and 34 was the highest out of all 4. If we can get one, it's a 2019. The one that I drive is a 2016. The one that Sergeant drives is a 2017. Well, the 2 that they have to pick from, I would pick one out of the 2. They're both 2019, so I would imagine. And county takes care of all their cars. Every time it's time for oil change, tire change, brakes. So I know that all counties are between Benton County, Yakima County. They take care of their vehicles, and this one is in Yakima County. Benton County doesn't have any right now. So that's what I have going on at the PD. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else to pass on that you can think of. I know we're going to help out on the 10th with. Yep. So we're going to help out that day. I know it's 11 o'clock. One of the officers, Officer Sullivan, is going to go help out Saturday. Sunnyside asked us to help them with the lighted parade. So one of our officers will be there. Starts at 6 p.m. That'll be this Saturday. I think that's about it. Yeah, I'll look into it and I'll come back as soon as I find out, hopefully by the next meeting, because I'm supposed to talk to the supervisor tomorrow. And once I get that, then I'm going to come right back to you folks and see what you think.
I had thought about the 2 vehicles too, but I didn't know where the council would stand on that. But there you go. That's what he said.
Yeah, and if
Okay.
we ever sell one of the vehicles, I bet you we'll get more than what we paid. So if we ever needed, down the road, let's say we use them for a few years, and then when we auction them, we're probably going to get our money out of it. So it's a good deal. Can't beat what the county's offering. Luckily, they're helping us.
Any council report?
It'll be at Art Bucks. And then, so be there at 10 or at 11. Okay, 11.
Or even to go, because last year I was invited and it was nice. It was really nice. Yeah.
Yes, please. I don't think I've been as far as in my place. I know there's quite a lot of them. I have a list to point to. I have a sign.
And I'll post something for our the Facebook page also, and then I'll need like a contact number for the delivery, so if they want a delivery, I'll put a number.
Bring a poster, we can put it, I know the city guys are gonna, right here on this door, well, when it's over, they're putting Christmas lights up on it tomorrow, so we can use that. Anything else? Okay, so, I know we are doing a Christmas parade. We've gotten a couple of entries already. We wanna, we're doing a Christmas bazaar. This will be Saturday, December 16th. Christmas bazaar will start at 3 to go till 8 p.m. This year we are working with the school district. They're going to go ahead and let us borrow a gym for that. And I know I have some citizens from the city that are helping work on that, which is Norma and Rosa, helping organize the event. They volunteered to help. So they're helping us get vendors and hopefully get the parade set up and spread the word. We will be out distributing flyers to the floats this weekend out in Sunnyside. And I do have vendors that have reached out to me already for this event. So I reached out to the school because we're going to be doing our lighting of our Christmas tree. And we want the kids to be able to put the ornaments on and come out. And we had a really good turnout when we did the hot chocolate, we did pan dulce, we did the Christmas music, the lighting of the parade. You're out here. It was cold, but it was fun. So we're getting ready to do that as well. And we're doing this December 16th, Saturday, December 16th. And the bazaar will start at 3 at the Arts Box Elementary. And it will end at 8. So we're encouraging people after that to head over to the Arts Box. We want to do more like a Christmas bazaar on one side of the gym, or maybe like a winter carnival for the kids, games on the other side. So that's what we're planning. So, yeah, I can look into big. Yeah. They drive fast though. Our floats aren't good. Yeah, they go fast through the streets. So that, and so also I have some good news. I was at a mayor's meeting last week, and I am the new chair for the mayors from Yakima all the way to Benton City. So I am la jefa de jefas, la mera mera for the mayor. So yeah, it was an honor. I was excited. So I will be holding the mayor's meetings and making sure that we get all the mayors together. You know, we hold our meetings in Wapato. So excited. It was an honor. So it's nice that, you know, I think since I've been there, I know we've made history in the state of Washington. Mary was involved in that. Andy was involved in that as us being write-ins. So that was something that they did a big write-up on me in a city magazine that was distributed to the whole cities throughout the state of Washington. And now with being the mayor, that chair, that is really exciting for me. You know, so that's my good news. So I think with that, I think that's everything. Anything, Bill, you want to add?
Well, now that you're combining the meetings, I would consider whether you should have any executive sessions at the beginning. That way you don't have to have people in the middle of the meeting get up and leave and then come back. If they saw on the agenda that there was an executive session at the beginning, then they could just come at the end of the executive session and not have to go in and out.
Okay, so maybe like start, or if we do executive sessions, start maybe like 5:30, depending on how long we're going to hold them for.
Well, or start it at 6 o'clock and
Well,
Yeah.
executive session, should we do that before we start the meeting? Or at the end?
My suggestion, well, in the past, they've been during the same time frame as the other meetings, haven't they?
Yes.
So, no, I'm not suggesting starting at 5:30. I was suggesting starting it at 6 o'clock and then
Okay.
and then people wouldn't have to come and go.
Okay.
As far as I recall, we've always done the executive sessions during the same. We haven't done them early in the sense that they were before 6 o'clock.
We'll do that.
It's just a suggestion, so we can give it some thought.
I can see that you're making the point, but if you think under the public person, if there's an executive session, I don't know how long the time is.
So well, at that time, we can have like a plastic,
No, we'd be here at 6 o'clock standing outside anyway, regardless of, even if there was a break, it's 6 feet in the middle, we're still gonna be standing outside regardless. I have a feeling. that that's what we-
Mhm.
how do we want?
So what we can do is we'll get like a paper with a marker, put it outside, executive session. And we'll put the time, because we have to have the time on the record anyway. So if 6 o'clock, you see this out there for an executive session, and it'll say we'll be back at 6:10 or 6:09, because we have to be back at that time unless we extend it, which we've had to a couple of times. So, okay.
One thing, if I could just provide just a suggestion, you know, we work for a lot of cities, and one thing that we see a lot of cities do is put the executive sessions at the end of the meetings. And so they do the meeting, and then if there's an executive session, then, you know, if everybody else wants to go home, they go home. You know, if people don't want to stay, you know, and I'm seeing that work with success too, depending on the length of the executive session. So just
That sounds like an idea.
ideas based on some of the council meetings I've been to.
That sounds good. Thank you. And one more thing I needed to add. So AWC, it's holding a meeting for council members and newly elected council members that are coming back on. So Diana, Mary, Sophie, Vera, and Tootie, and myself, we will all be getting December 9th from 8:30 to 2:30. We can either do the Zoom online with AWC. It is a mandatory meeting. It's on a Saturday. They're going to be going over rules and regulations, policy and procedure for council members. Or we can all head to Zilla, and they're going to have it as well online there. So no matter where we go. Yeah, so I figured we can do it 8:30 in the morning. Everybody get here a little bit earlier, but you do have to be here because we do have to pay for every single person that will be attending that. Okay, so December 9th, 8:30 to 2:30, I'll have fruit, stuff here for everybody to munch on, because it's going to be a long day. I think they just give you a break in between just to kind of go to the restroom and come back. So that is going to be December 9th. I need to make sure that everybody's going to attend, because we do have to pay that fee, and it's not cheap fee. So not for this one, no. So we're looking pretty much almost $600 for this class. So, okay. All right. So with that, we're going to go ahead and adjourn this meeting at 7:35. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you.